Hey guys, I just I just did a channeling of God for a little bit, but it was very, very choppy because I don't usually do that. Usually I do like automatic writing and then I present it to you and write it. But it was an interesting message and God seemed like really serious. There was a feeling of like I don't know, kind of like trying to get into a big grand ball, like an incredible celebration with a huge feast in it, and it just like the incredible like tears of joy from the people who get to go to this party and stuff, and that there were certain people that aren't going to get in. He said that he's been giving everybody a glimpse of where they're at. um so it seems like the people who keep choosing bad um or negative, they're experiencing some pretty bad stuff right now, and he's saying that I'm only giving you a little glimpse of what's to come. He said that he had like a kind of like dominoes set up for if some of the bad people decide to change their ways right now. He's got a way that that's going to roll out where there will be like tears of joy and relief and a second chance for some of these people. And then, and he said that a lot of them had made a bad choice in the past, that kind of kept taking them down. It's kind of like when you have to lie and then you cover up the lie and then you cover up the lie and stuff like that. And then they felt like there was a point of no return at some point. He's saying that was never true, that you can change at any moment. You can change all of it and decide to face those lies down and stare them down and knock them all down. And he said, if a brave soul wants to do that and kind of call bullshit on his whole, on their whole history, and see it for what it is, then he would help bring that revelation, and he would help them come to the side of love. And he said that the only reason he said, if you knew how much I love you, you would have never gone to the dark side. You would have never been so negative. But you listened to Satan's lies and his deceit, and that's why you're at where you're at. He said that but people, like us or like me, who kept the faith, even though we had a really, really hard go of it, we kept feeling like, well, there's other people out there happy. I mean, if it's possible, I want to find out how I can do it, like kept trying and kept having faith and kept struggling along, not knowing that we had all these negative forces that were doing all kinds of spells on us and curses and all that stuff to make us stumble all along. Um, but that's part of this great awakening, is everybody's kind of realizing the truth of all of it, you know. But this also means that some of these negative people, whatever the belief system is. I mean, it could be, we have them in every religion. We have them everywhere. There may not even be Satanists, but Satanists are just an obvious example because of the way that they operate, and they kind of stick together, and they're like this cult that's really, just total narcissists that don't care about anybody. So, but God is saying, he's given them ample time to turn things around, to make better decisions. And he said that, some of them, instead of listening to me, they've been mocking me, making fun of me and all kinds of things, when they should actually be listening to what I say, because I'm telling the truth, and I'm giving them a chance. He sent me to them to see and to witness and to experience my confidence, my all of that, my faith, and all of it has been to demonstrate the strength they have to lean on in God. You can have this too. You can have this joy. You can have this feeling of, I don't have anything to hide. So live out loud. You don't have to run around in the shadows if you've done nothing wrong. You can live out loud. You can live in the sunshine and stand and sing in the sunshine, and you're free. There's nothing, no shackles can bind you. The only shackles that bind like that are shame and guilt for what you've done. But even that, if you confess it and say, it's what I did, and let me teach people about it so that they can be aware of it and they can get away from it and change their ways, then you've used it for a good reason. You've turned the whole thing around. It doesn't matter what you've done or how bad you've been. In this moment, it can be changed. You can be different. And part of the reason that we haven't seen like the big wrath come over everyone or whatever people are thinking is going to happen, like all the deaths and all that stuff, a lot of it has been put off because God loves you so much. He loves everyone so much. Consciousness, the presence. It loves everybody so, so much. And he knows that they've just been misled. They've just been duped and they've fallen for it. And that's all it is, just a trick. It's just they all support the trick and the dupe and the lies. They all, keep each other in it. But just like in the Mean Girls movies and stuff, you got somebody who's got a conscience, who's in that group, who's not believing the lies that we're better than everybody because our hair is perfect and we dress a certain way and whatever, and our parents have all this money or whatever. You've got the one that has a conscience in the group and says, what, I don't feel right about making fun of people and being mean to them like that or kicking them while they're down or, those are the ones God's getting right now. Those of you who've been like on the fence a bit, those of you who are scared to stand up for your rights, afraid to say no to taxes and afraid to, speak up against fake authorities that really have no authority, but threaten you like they do, things like that. Fighting for your sovereignty. Some of you just haven't been courageous enough and have just made lots of excuses as to why you can't do that, or even like depending on where you live. Well, it's not that way in my country. I could never stand up against, well, it's just a total excuse because everybody's doing it everywhere. And God knows everybody's heart. There are bad people and good people in every country. It doesn't matter what the race or religion or anything is. There is no excuse. So God is saying, I'm about to close the door. Okay. I'm about to close the door. And I've given you a glimpse. He said, recently given you guys a glimpse of what's to come for you, and what set of dominoes is about to fall even harder if you don't heed my warning. Whatever you've been experiencing lately, it's going to get 10 times, 50 times worse. If I'm not talking about somebody like in my situation, a chosen one who has just been tormented, and this is what we go through. We have to go through this. This is our initiation, like I was saying. This is just what we go through. This is our training and whatnot. I'm not talking about that. He's talking about, and even the chosen ones have been getting some glimpses of what's to come. We've been finding some favor. We've been getting like things that started to work out. They're starting to take a positive turn. Like all the donations I've been getting from you guys. Thank you profusely for that. Oh my gosh. All of the support that's been coming in for me, all of the answers, the solutions, all the stuff has been pouring in. So, and I've been seeing like so many signs and synchronicities. It's incredible. And I'm just like, I have just miracles pouring all over me and these incredible messages of victory and excitement and passing these tests and all of this wonderful stuff. So he's been giving me those glimpses of what's to come, but just a little tiny bit, just a little glimpse of it. Like, this is what's to come for you. And then here's what's to come for you guys who've been choosing poorly, who still, believe all the negative nonsense, which is all just a lie. So he's inviting everybody. He's saying this is the great awakening where the truth is being revealed in all ways. Like he was saying, like, what else did he say? That, part of the reason that they were picking on me is they were afraid of me telling the truth. Well, the thing is that that's going to be a thing of the past very soon because everyone's going to know the truth and there's no holding it back. It's got nothing to do with me. Well, that's only one of the reasons they've been picking on me. Some other reasons. They know the incredible impact I'm going to make in the future. And they're trying to keep the negative timeline going as long as they possibly can and survive this thing. So they think. you know, they're misinformed, but they're also, some of them are jealous and envious because they're listening to jealous and envious demons that are on them that shouldn't be there. You know what I mean? Like I said in a prior video, we're all of us humans anyway, we're all in God's image and we're all in the present moment. We're all like enlightened by nature. It's been all the nefarious nonsense that they've done in our society to dumb us down and to, calcify our pineal gland and poison us and all the shit that they've done to us for so long. And the news always talking about the past and the future and just all of it, the textbooks, all the wrong information, all the misinformation has made us like those guys, to whatever degree we are. We all have the shadow side, the shadow aspect, the ego and all that kind of stuff. But that's all been by design by the bad people, that they didn't want us to see how we are actually very much like God. You know, we are by nature very, very loving and very present and very much at peace and full of joy. That's our nature. So all of the other stuff is just them just believing these little demons whispering in their ears. And then you get a bunch of those people together who all talk the same language and all believe the same stuff, and it just gets reinforced. And that's all we're dealing with here. And they've all made up excuses why it's okay to do nasty things to children and animals and sacrifice and do all that horrible stuff, that Satan's laughing his butt off about because it's a bunch of lies. Anyway, God is basically saying something big is about to happen, and that it seemed like it's taking forever because he just really has a heart. He just really loves his people, all of them, even the wicked ones. And he would really love to see them change their ways. And I don't know what's been going on for the bad guys. And I know a lot of them are getting sick or, losing their homes or, all kinds of things. But and a lot of it is backfiring on them. Whatever they've been wishing on good people like me, they've been experiencing that stuff back because it's just not going to be tolerated any longer. Cheating, lying, shortcuts, none of that stuff is going to be working anymore. And they're feeling that and they're knowing that. And they're like, oh, I wish I would have never picked on that person, because my life is falling apart now. And it's because of them. No, it's actually because of your ego. Because if you wouldn't have, if you would have taken the person's advice, taking me as an example, if I would have just listened to her and if I would have been inspired by her and just would have maybe started to change my life for the better, none of this would have happened. It was how I took her that I got angry and jealous and thought of her as being cocky and blah blah blah. You took the negative the negative meaning from it and destroyed your own life by attacking an anointed one. That wasn't me. I am only here to be a test for all of you, whether or not you're going to do the right thing, because God is watching through my eyes. He knows everyone's hearts by how they interact with me, how they treat me. I'm just a test for everyone. So he's just saying that some incredible things are about to happen, really incredible things. And he said, and those who've been suffering because of him, because we were hot for God. He's not wanting anybody lukewarm anymore. He's like, either, you just be dead cold and those are the dominoes that are going to start falling for you, or you're going to be hotter than heck and you're going to be like rewarded for your courage and your bravery. The universe is favoring the brave right now. It's time to get courageous. Either that or just decide you've turned cold, but no more lukewarm. If you have been brave and courageous and made some moves kind of against the grain, then you're about to get very, very rewarded and feel very, very relieved. Oh, he also said, don't listen to people with negative, that they're describing negative timelines. They're trying to create negative timelines. They're painting a picture of things going really bad or very wrong. So only listen because they're trying to manifest that, but only listen to people who are speaking positively about wonderful things happening and turning around for us. It's not hopium, it's reality. It's the reality you're creating, you're co-creating with God. So, hopium is another thing they came up with, like conspiracy theorists, right? Don't let them dupe you or gaslight you or whatever for having hope and for knowing that there's going to be a bright future, because there is for us who believe. Okay. So the rest of you, those of you who've been making good decisions and doing the right thing, and continuing to do your very best and make the best decisions for everybody involved and all that, you're about to be you're about to go to the big grand ball and the big dinner and it's gonna be the absolute time of your life. Soon, he kept saying soon, soon. It's the grand rolling out. It kind of seems like the at the very end of Cinderella, when everybody's invited to the ball. But it's also going to be that humiliation that the stepmom and the stepdaughters went through, and they were called out for what they'd done. The truth is coming out about all of it, guys. All truth is coming out at this time. So, which side of things are you going to be on? Okay. And he seemed serious, but at the same time, it was kind of like a seriousness before a big celebration. But he's not going to let these clowns and these jesters to come in and ridicule and mock and laugh at his people anymore. So he's locking them all out. He's not even going to let them into the party so that we can be ourselves and we can be authentic and not be gaslit and all that kind of other stuff they love to do. So, are you going to be invited into the party or are you going to be locked out in the cold? That's up to you. But I would make your decision very quick, because it seems like something's about to happen. And you gotta draw, that line is being drawn in the sand. And I hope you make the right decision. Or I'm proud of you if you've already been making that decision to do the right thing. I send you guys a big, big hug. Again, thank you so much for your donations. Please continue to help me spread the word about, what I've been doing and how I've been standing up against all this, bringing light to it. I plan to do quite a bit with it in the future, depending on how things go with all of this. Yeah, thanks to these guys doing all this to me and costing me so much money. They've made me, you know, they've made me. I've decided that people need to hear about this and people need to know, and people need to not be gaslit about it anymore. So I appreciate that they have inspired me, to be passionate about this. Now, if they're wiped off, here's what I'm saying is that if they're wiped off the face of the planet, like boom, like they're all dying, like it's been predicted. Then we don't have to worry about educating people to stay away from those people now, or keeping our kids safe from them now. It's going to be more like, this is what happened in our history, and here's what it seemed like, felt like, looked like. Those who didn't hear the DEW samples I put out, you need to put your headphones on and listen full blast. It's louder when you're experiencing it in person. It's like it consumes the whole environment. It's crazy. I know it doesn't sound very loud in the recording, but yeah. Anyway, I've recorded what I could anyway. I mean, if I had better sound equipment and all that kind of stuff, it'd be really obvious. Anyway, yeah, so we just need to make sure we don't repeat history in the future. And I'm just going to help in that way, any way that I can, whether it's educating people on things like this, sneaky things like this that were going on that people need to know about and be aware of and avoid in the future from happening either to them or to those they love or whatever, taking people seriously when they do talk about having these types of things happen to them or whatever, you know. Maybe these citizen posses are what the whole thing is about. Protecting one another and running to each other's side if we need it for whatever. I don't know what's to come of this. But you know, if it weren't for all these attacks, I wouldn't even be thinking about all this. I'd just be, working, working towards some other things that I was having planned. And now I've kind of changed, at least added another idea to what I'd like to see in the future and like to put some energy into in the future. Because we really need to, us regular people need to have each other's backs more, you know. We need to network better and we need to protect each other better, like families do, you know? We need to all stand together and unite and protect each other and help each other in whichever way we need. So I want to help make that happen because I haven't had that backing. I haven't had that feeling until you guys now. So thank you so much for showing me what that feels like. Um, and I would like more people to feel this way, and to know that we got them. So, all right. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you later.